Hey everybody, it's your pal Drew Geraci, comics from my spinner rack. Let's get down to it. 4-issue miniseries of Iron Man Bad Blood came out in the year 2000 and never been reprinted yet. It's a 4-issue series by David Michelinie and Bob Layton, and it's as good as anything they had done in the years that they did in the 1980s. In fact, parts of it are even better. And when this came out, I can't remember which issue had come out already, but I was at Heroes Con. I think it was Heroes Con. Yeah, and I got to sit next to Bob Layton at my table, and we were mutual fans of each other, and I was just stunned because when I was a teenager, I grew up on his stuff, and I've loved it. And we know each other by first name basis, and we say hi to each other, and I've had dinner with him a few times. And, you tell teenage me way back when in the 80s that I would be hanging out with one of my comic book heroes, I would have told you you're full of such and such. Whatever is undesirable to be full of. Really great miniseries. And it's never been collected. I don't get it because it is top-notch stuff. Classic stuff. Bob is doing sole art duties. He's co-plotting with Dave Michelinie, as he always does. And Steve Oliff, who I first knew from the Hulk magazine in the very late 70s. And he blew me away way back when. And since then, he's still done it. He did a great job on The Golden Age, which was a 4-issue square-bound miniseries of DC with Paul Smith pencils. Really great stuff. I think so. I think I was that wrong. So look at that. Classic Iron Man. Classic. And the colors, see how the colors are working together, not working counterproductive, which sometimes happens. So I get the impression that Bob and Steve kind of did a lot of talking about how things would come out. I love this ad. So first time I've ever seen Jessica Alba, first time anybody did, engineered to raise hell. And she's like, yeah, I guess I am. This image here is actually Jocasta, who was Ultron's wife. That he created his own wife. She betrayed him, and now she's part of Stark's computer system. And I love that idea. And we get Justin Hammer. This panel in the middle right here, I love with his face with the orange, because it's just got that, I don't know, it's so different. I wouldn't have thought that was Bob Layton if he told me, because he's just really stretching out, trying different things as far as details. And really, really great stuff. Okay. Be kind, rewind. Wow. How's this for dated? The inside, however, the book itself is not dated. That's what's great about it. And that's why it needs to be redone. That is a spectacular design. That is spectacular. So I recommend getting it. You probably get it. They probably have all 4 issues at your local comic shop, or you can get all 4 on eBay probably. But man, oh man, oh man, it's such a good miniseries. And I wish that the powers that be at Marvel would have made them the regular creative team, because there was a lot of time that Iron Man had floundered in the 2000s. But anyway, get it. I had a blank there for a second. Okay, going back to the 70s, Inhumans, soon to be canceled. Somehow, 30 cents has been the cutoff for a lot of these books. I've told you before. Inhumans, Champion, Supervillain Team Up, Kirby's 2001. But a lot of it, because the jump to 30 cents from 25 cents it was really bad inflation at the time, that a lot of books just got on the chopping block. Beautiful Gil Kane cover. Now, what's amazing about the Inhumans, I actually have this in Marvel Masterwork form also, but this 12-issue series that was meant to be ongoing has like the best pedigree of artists in such a short time. The artists have been George Perez, Gil Kane, Keith Pollard. And aside from issue 9 being a reprint, because it was mid-70s, the Bronze Age, it's just one of those things, schedule-wise. Well, you jump right into beautiful George Perez, Don Perlin. Doug Mensch wrote the whole series, and it'd be interesting to see where he would have taken it had he had the opportunity. And so that helps a lot. Really great. I mean, Perez is just insane in the best possible way. And who does it like a big sloppy slurp from Lockjaw? Hey, not so sloppy, you big, lovable, goofy pooch. You're getting my hair wet, and I won't be able to do a thing without it. With it. So basically, this beetle here is this giant city, inhabited city. So this is part of what I liked about Inhumans is Black Bolt. He was very super hero-y. Medusa's here, grabs this guy, shoves that frigger in the ground. Several of them. That's a great use. You can tell Perez is just totally digging this. Of course, I can't say Perez has never mailed anything in. He was always busting his chops to provide great entertainment. So anyway, why, if you had been able to locate the weakness point of stress and shatter it, where would we be right now? That's enough, Triton. I don't need you patronizing me. I said I was feeling useless. I didn't say I needed your gallant reassurance of my basic worth. What's so funny, this is a Bronze Age tropes. I've heard that term, patronize. Everybody would have one character in a book, whether it was super team or regular, that would get upset about getting patronized. And it was just so funny. And then it was there's other terms that got used over and over again, like masochist. And back then I couldn't figure it out how to say it because it's spelled very different. Very, very different. See, is there an ad here? Yeah. We got us Dean Mullaney, who would go on to work at Eclipse Comics, and he ended up also the first early formative years of IDW, which was very successful. There's a cram full of stuff. So it's a little sci-fi, a little superhero bit. Those two panels there. I love when people really do stuff with Medusa other than just having her grab somebody with her hair. Two cities are battling, and this is fantastic because these two cities are uprighted. Things are going all over the place. I mean, it's real jerky, but Perez keeps it readable. There's a lot of detail there, and then there's the inset panel where there's less detail, so it doesn't get lost. And that's a skill you have to. I mean, you either got it or you don't, or you eventually learn it because it's so well done. I mean, some people will do like details on panels that overlay, and there'll be tangents. It'll be really awkward, and good stuff. The Punisher. Now, I'm not a huge Punisher reader, but I did pick this up recently for $1 at one of the comic shops, and these guys are the reasons I bought the Tarantula and Batroc Zilipa. We'll start off. This is by the 90s writing team of called DNA. Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. They did the refurbished Guardians of the Galaxy that ended up in the movie version, and they did a lot of stuff. And they real solid. Dougie Braithwaite, a gray penciler. He's got that Lee Weeks, Rodolfo DiMaggio kind of style to him, and I totally dig it. I got to ink him once, and I did half an issue of Green Arrow, and you know what? I think I failed him because I was really more into the Gaijin Studio styles, which is like bold lines and stuff, and his stuff requires something. He requires something like an Al Williamson who uses a pen. But such a great story. This page I'd love to own. Ha! And it's neat to see a fight like where things fall into place, there's cause and effect. Because some people just do slugfests. We end this now. F you, Batroc. Oh, he's hanging on by one hand. Are your fingers numb, Tarantula? Do you feel them beginning to lose their grip? Shame. Your other arm is disabled, and I cannot help you. Au revoir, monsieur. You mad? Are you mad? He's smiling. No, Batroc, look down. Man, none. I got one blow home, Batroc, and that is enough. I gotta hold this down. My toe blades are coated with venom. Concentrate. It's in your system now. You'll be dead before I hit the ground. Haha. None. And he runs out and bumps into the Punisher, who's about to kill Kingpin. And the Punisher saves a tarantula. And at first I was like, what the hell? But he needs a tarantula for something. Otherwise he probably would have just pried the fingers off the end of the building and let him drop. That's such amazing stuff. I don't know much to say. I'm just showing you pages. Good stuff. They escape. They get into these like flight suits to get away, which are real. I mean, when Jim Steranko came up with the idea in the mid-'60s with Nick Fury, it was really kind of space age kind of cool. And I don't know if anybody had done that before, but somebody eventually learned how to, in real life, make these things. They're gliders. I mean, you can't fly up, but you can fly sideways and down. They get into the van, Mike Rose driving, and they fishtail out of that place. And that's different out. Man, I love those guys. I love to see more fighting with them. Okay, going back again to the 70s, the Human Fly. Love that cover. Love that cover. I liked Human Fly, and it's funny how I'd be influenced just by the costume alone. That's just a great, great costume. I've said this before. I gotta get a drink or something. Hold on a second. That was Gatorade. It was not anything. Yeah. So Bob Lubers takes over on the last couple issues of Human Fly. And Bob Lubers, most people don't know, and I didn't know until I looked him up. He was an artist, gosh, since like the Golden Age, and he did a lot of amazing work. He did the Tarzan newspaper strip for 4 whole years. That's back when newspaper strips, the adventure ones, would be read and talked about the next day at the water cooler or whatnot. And he's incredibly accomplished. But so look up his name on Wikipedia, because I can't even do his accomplishments justice. He lived to be 95. He passed away in 2017, and he's a member of he got inducted into the National Cartoonist Hall of Fame, and that's very rare. There's not a lot of people that are on that list. And I saw a piece of Bob Lubers' original art from 60s or 50s when I worked at CrossGen. Mark Alessi had these great framed original art pages on the walls, like all around the cubicles, and it was very, very inspirational. I mean, you could spend hours looking at something, but we had work to do. Bill Mantlo. And the thing is, I didn't mind Frank Robbins do this before, but when Frank Springer was, it wasn't even Springer, it was somebody else, wrote shabby inks, and it just made for an ugly looking comic. Bob Hall's the editor. He's done mostly as a artist. So I'm totally digging this. And Perlin's like the best. I got cross-eyed. Perlin's like the best inker for this kind of book. I wish he had done the Frank Robbins issues. So you're seeing Bob Luber has been around a long time, and he's still got it. Motorcycles are a total bitch to draw. They are really hard. So hats off. He's totally committed. Jaws 2, please. Pizzazz. But yeah, look up Bob Luber's on Wikipedia. It's really, he's got an amazing, basically accomplished guy. There you go. And then I'm going to leap back towards the 90s, the mid-90s, with Spectacular Spider-Man. Sal Buscema has been penciling and inking himself for years on this strip. He came back to the book around 137 or so. So he's done almost 100 issues of this 90s era, and it's been great. And he inks himself this time with a pen. He either changed to a mechanical pen or a quill or something, because his style changed drastically. It may not seem obvious at the moment, but he had said he saw all the new guys out there, doing comics, and he's like, I got to upgrade my style. And so he did. And he would have these bolder, chunky blocks of... I can't quite describe it just yet. Okay, like that. I mean, the musculature is different. Look how the leg sort of squared off a bit, but it's still believable. It's still, that whole midsection there is just really fantastic stuff. And Sal, when he does his own work, he does most of his stuff in the ink stage, like a lot of artists. But in this era, also, his faces get really, really cool. And really, really, what do they call it? Really, give me a second. I will think of it. Stylized, or I don't know if stylized is the right word or not. Like that middle panel, if I told you that was Sal Buscema, I wouldn't have believed it, because look at the lines on the face, his jowls. That's kind of Bill Sienkiewicz like, and Bill Sienkiewicz did ink some of Sal's work, and apparently he'd been looking at some of that stuff. Wow. And right here, the folds on Pete's pants, I'm thinking Alex Toth when I see that kind of stuff. That drastic, sharp, caustic ink line that suggests excitement, even if someone's sitting perfectly still. Another great face, boy. So you know what? I said this last episode with the Web of Spider-Man. If you want to see classic Spider-Man, and you already got all the issues from the 70s and 80s, but you dropped it for a while when maybe you weren't a fan of McFarlane or all the other artists that were doing the book, but I really suggest getting the Sal Buscema era of Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man, which started off, it started getting good around issue 137 or so, and then up past 200, and then the Clone Saga kicked in, and then everything just didn't matter after that. So this is good. If you need your Spider-Man fix of classic Spider-Man, this is, I think it's Jerry Conway. I think so. Oh, he did it, and then J.M. DeMatteis did a lot. Okay, now here's that page there. Wow. Yowza. Wow. Man, oh man. Like I said, look at these faces. He's doing cartooning, not necessarily just comic book art, but he's cartooning, which allows for exaggerations of a collection of lines that all fit together to make a figure, make a background. I know I'm not describing this adequately, but Scorpion is always a cool villain. Here we go. Focus, everybody. Focus, focus. Let's do it. Ah, there we go. How about that? I love those lips going in that middle panel there. So yeah, it's just really, he has like a linear line when he draws faces. It's not like just doing eyes, black, black, black. He's like, it's almost like an Etch-a-Sketch. That's actually a pretty good comparison. Yeah, thanks, Drew. Okay. Yeah, it's got that Etch-a-Sketch style to it, but it's the best possible way. And there you go. Those are my comics this time around. Hope you liked it. And like I said, these are real gems, and I really, really enjoy them. So maybe if you need something new / old to read, you could check out some of these books. And anyway, I also do commissions. I do cover recreations, 11 by 17. I also do smaller images. I do sketch covers where I could pencil or ink on a blank cover. And then Free Comic Book Day, I'm going to be in Noonan, Georgia, which is the first Saturday in May, coming up around the corner. And anyway, I'll be doing more episodes. I just wanted to... I'm so excited about these. I just happened to dredge these up, and now I'm dragging things out. I can't think of a good sign-off. I need something cool to say, but I can't think of it yet. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.